Greetings, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
How are you? A
Uh,
nice Sunday has started again. So 16 of you have joined. It is module 4. Do you have your module with you? Each one of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Gaurav sir. May I know from where you are? Just 1 minute, each one of you at least.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Avinash. I'm from Bangalore.
Okay. Avinash from Bangalore. Gaurav?
Ma'am, Gaurav from Delhi.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, I'm Preeti from
Yeah,
Mangalore.
hi. Good morning. I'm from Delhi, Gunjan.
Hi, Gunjan. Warm welcome. It's a nice world where we have been connected through this technology, and thanks to COVID, we have explored more. Could we just go ahead, start with module 4? Okay, here we start. So, once again, giving each one of you warmest greetings of this nice Sunday, we are here uh, exploring the concept of training evaluation. First chapter, Foundation of Training Evaluation, where you understood the basic essence and terminologies of training as well as evaluation words. Second one is how do you design an effective evaluation plan? From the planning till the execution stage, we have understood, and we have understood what you do with the tools, methods, schedules, everything. Third one, we have identified certain methods and tools in the last class, particularly from the Kirkpatrick four type of evaluation, and we have put them into quantitative and qualitative tools. Taking all these areas, we move on to the fourth module today. We have conducted the survey. You have done evaluation. You have done so many things and you have collected lot of data. Now, this data that you have collected, you need to use it well, and you have to see that you're going to draw the right conclusions. And that is why the fourth module speaks on analyzing the training data, the data that you have collected, and how do you draw conclusions for that particular data. Here we are having the learning outcomes of this module put into 7 places, 7 outcomes. So we'll go exactly in these 7 outcomes. So, first, what you have done in the first 3 chapters, you have collected the data and you're just going ahead. So, data collection is over, data analysis is what we are doing today, interpretation of data we are going to do today, and recommendations. How do you write recommendations? So, here, if you could see, first one is organizing data for analysis. There are two types that we have taken, quantitative and qualitative. So you will identify what are the quantitative data analysis techniques, parametric, qualitative data analysis techniques, even that you will take. And then you are going to, in the quantitative, the third one is visualizing quantitative data. Qualitative data you cannot visualize, you have to only explain. And then fifth one is the drawing of conclusions from that data. Sixth, how do you make recommendations? And what are the major drawbacks or mistakes that people do when they are doing data analysis? This is how the entire module goes. So here you could see you're having people, processes, tools, and this is how churning of data would happen and data comes with you. With data in your hand, what do you do? Actually, data collection, what we have done already, data curation, set it where and how it is. Today, data analysis, data exploration, and presenting the data. These are the data collection methods which we have done in the previous classes, from where you're going to collect data, quantitative, qualitative, from an interview, from an observation, from social monitoring, from focus groups, from experts. You're just collecting data and questionnaire also. You've collected the data. Now what do? You're going to put the data into various data sets. Here there is a question, which is your favorite sweet? So maybe 3 people said kesari, 11 people said gulab jamun, 10 people said laddu, 6 people said cake. Do you understand? This is how you are having the data which was collected and now put into tables. So we are moving on to the very interesting part, and that is data organization. Can you see this? And can you tell me what do you see in this slide? I've just put a random data, population of India.
The rising population you're trying to project, probably.
Okay, great. That is one particular analysis. Next one. What does the data say? In 1951, population of India was 361 million. 2022, it is 1.4 billion. Now, in the photos that are being put, pictures that are being put, do you have 1.4 billion figures? Or do you have 361 million figures? No. You just have the no, presentation, visualization. So whatever is the number of data that is there, and when you're going to visualize, visualization gives you a easy feel. Look here, literacy rate, male. Literacy rate, male. Could you just check here? Fine. Do you understand the literacy rate, male? Here you are having the literacy rate, which is there in 51. In
Ma'am,
2000, yes,
PPT
tell
has
me.
disappeared. Sorry to disturb. The PPT has vanished from the screen. Can you just check?
Okay. So most probably somebody, okay, I'll just check. I'll just redo it. Maybe the sharing has stopped. Okay, sharing is not turned on. Somebody stopped the sharing from the group. I'll just reshare it.
I think somebody did, because a message popped up on my screen.
Okay. So let me reshare it. Is it okay? Do you get it?
Yes, ma'am, it's come.
Yeah. Okay. Now just check this out. This is the literacy rate, is population. You understood this. Come to the second one. This is where you're going to get visualization of data. This is the data, a data that was there. Now this is visualized. But do you have male here? Do you have so many people here? Nothing like that. But with the figures, with the certain numbers, with certain bars and charts, you identify and understand data. Now this is what the chapter we are going to do here. Can you see this and tell me what do you understand from this? I've just given you one data. Anybody can tell me? Happiness index.
Which country is happiest and unhappiest?
Yes. So what
My
do you
God,
get from the
ma'am,
data?
India is happy.
You just tell me from this
Yes,
data, what
of
do you
course.
get?
India, Netherlands, Mexico are happy.
Ah,
And unhappiest Hungary, Turkey, and
ah,
South Korea.
South Korea. Now listen, happiest, unhappiest, happiness index data 2025. Happiest countries in 2025. Now this was one data that I got in the net. Okay, when I did a search engine. Now please understand, this is fake data. This is fake data. Happiest. There is a concept called as happiness index. Okay. And please note, this is the real data. I do a survey on these things most of the time. And you understand, happiness index, India ranks 118th out of the number of countries which are being, out of 147 countries which were tested for happiness. And very interestingly, Finland stops. Second is Denmark. Third is Iceland. Fourth is Sweden. Fifth, Netherlands. Pakistan has 109th position. We are in 118th position. China 68, Nepal 92, Afghanistan 147. And out of the places which are there in the Asian continent, Bhutan has one of the highest happiness index. Okay. So how do you get this? This is what we meant by data. Data. How did you calculate this? What were the parameters? Did anybody come and ask you, are you happy in India? I'm sure no. But then how did this rank came? Now this is what we meant by data and presentation of data. Do you understand? This is data collected from a sample, and from the sample the data is presented, and this is presentation of data. Do you understand now? We are moving on to chapter 4, data, collecting data, placing the data, drawing conclusion from the data. So first one, organizing data for analysis. How do you organize the data? You've collected so much of information everywhere, data everywhere, maybe using various techniques, quantitative, qualitative, from questionnaires to surveys to observation, collected data. All that you've collected, the second step that you have to do is make a table out of it. I told you those tally marks, how many people like sweets. You're making a table. And after the table, you're making a graph. A graph will help you to interpret data very easily. So the first step that you need to do in organizing data is data cleaning. If you clean the data, you have done your first job right. So kindly clean the data. How do you do it? Take off any duplications if it is there, typing errors, incomplete responses, any outliers somewhere, beyond. Take them out of the data. And if there are any mismatches, try to correct them. And then you organize the data for analysis. What is organizing? Organizing is categorizing or grouping the data. First, you can group the data either by data source, second, either by data type, or third, either by evaluation level. Kirkpatrick 4 level. Once again, I say you organize the data, categorize the data, group the data based on the data source from where you have collected the data, based on the data type, quantitative or qualitative, or third, it is evaluation, that is the evaluation, the various techniques. Please note, first one here, categorize data by source, from where you have collected. Is it survey responses? Is it focus groups? Is it learning management system? You are going to categorize the data. Second, what do? You categorize the data based on either the data type, quantitative or qualitative. Quantitative, you have taken numerical data. Qualitative, you have taken feedback, interview, open-ended questions. You know about this, okay? Now the data type, you can either have quantitative or qualitative. If it is qualitative, it is called as categorical data, which forms either in the ordinal or nominal. Order, ordinal, no order, nominal. Or you can have a quantitative data, which is most of the time continuous or discrete. Continuous, which can be divided. Discrete is number, which cannot be divided. It cannot be divided. Okay. For example, if you say the quantitative and qualitative data, I'll come back to it a little later, but please understand this. Qualitative data, quantitative data. Come to the first one, qualitative data. I told you it is nominal, ordinal, or it can be binary. Nominal, example, gender. Okay. Can you divide gender? This is male and this is female. So the mid path can you have? No, you cannot. Okay. Ordinal, variables which are in the ordered series. Various performance from bad to good, ordered series. Binary, which are having two, yes, no, pass, fail. Quantitative is here discrete or continuous. Discrete is where you're going to collect the data and you're going to have that particular discrete figure for that. And then you are having a continuous data which can go into various quantums, length, size, width. Fine. So this is where you are having the variable types, categorical or numerical, ordinal, nominal, discrete, continuous, which are nothing but interval, and ratio in continuous. This information you must know if you're going for higher levels of analysis, SPSS, R, or maybe you're having SEM, you need all these information, which is now not needed. But I thought you must understand these words. Slowly you can go and understand these are the basic things in statistics. Okay. Third one, the organizing of data for analysis based on evaluation. So evaluation level, we have done Kirkpatrick's 4 levels. Level 1 reaction, 2 learning, third behavior, fourth results. So you're going to organize the data. Organize the data on source, data type, evaluation level. Now I have a question to you. Data analysis is done by data analyst only, whether it is true or false.
False, ma'am.
Extremely false. Very nice. You are going to analyze data. I'm going to analyze data. We need not be data analyst at that level. We are having small data which we can analyze. Okay. Very simple. A person you're going to call and the person is not receiving your call. First occurrence. Second occurrence, he is not receiving. Third occurrence, he is not receiving. It's 1 week and you have done 4 calls. The person is not taking or receiving your calls. This is a data. Can you analyze the data why it is?
No, you can't. I mean, one can't.
Pardon?
No, one cannot.
Okay, you're going to analyze and say why one cannot. Now you give me why one cannot. Give me the various variables why he did not pick up.
They don't
Remember,
like you. They want to avoid you.
Yes,
They don't
great.
want to, they're anticipating the work you're going to tell them.
Yes, yes,
there might be
yes,
multiple reasons. You can't.
yes. That is what I said. Multiple reasons. Or maybe the person is nowhere in that particular place, left the phone somewhere, lost the phone. Possibility. Person is out of the country, it is ringing, but it is not reaching him. Possibility. See, look at the possibilities when you're having data analysis, but you cannot go just beyond like that. You need to have your parameters set right. And this is where a data analysis skills will come into picture. From data cleaning to data visualization, from critical thinking to using either MATLAB, R, Python, or SQL, machine learning, algebra, there are Excel. These are the various forms in which you can analyze the data. I'm not asking you to do it, but this is what the data analyst would do. Okay. Now, the data analyst will collect all the data and analyze the data based on tools. All so much data which is there, you have to place it in the right place and you have to use tools to analyze. There are 2 types of tools. One is a basic tool, second one is an advanced tool. Basic tool, advanced tool. Basic tools everybody tries to use is a Excel sheet, Google Sheets. Okay. There are so many things which you can do from Google Sheets. So many things. If you can excel yourself in Excel, nobody can stop you from becoming one of the wonderful data analysts. Everything is available in Excel, and the present Excel, it just excels. Whatever good a person is in Excel, still there are things to learn. That is the beauty of using the Excel for data analysis. Everything is there. It is for you to sit and learn. Look at the uses of Excel from data entry to reporting to calendars and scheduling, forecasting, collection of and verification. It just does everything. Okay. Second one is advanced tools. The advanced tools that we use are SPSS. Okay, I usually use it, statistical package for social sciences. It will have all the tests, and I have to know very clearly which test that I'm going to use. But now SPSS is advanced. It also prompts me test based on my data. There is a Tableau, there is a Power BI. These are also visualization tools which will put the data in a very beautiful trend, and it will use interactive dashboards. You're having learning management system like Moodle, Talent MLS. All these are the LMS, learning management systems, in which you can visualize and put your data. Okay, so this is where you're having the basic tools, you're having the advanced suits. What you have to do is choose the right combination, put it in the right way, and then you can have the concept of data analysis tools. I'm not going to the tools. It is a big lesson by itself, but it is wonderful that you know the tools of data analysis. Now we move on to the techniques, not to the tools, techniques of data analysis. There is a quantitative data analysis techniques and qualitative data analysis techniques. We have spoken this in the third chapter, but in the fourth, we are going to visualize them. Okay, move on. Quantitative data analysis techniques. What are the quantitative data analysis techniques? We can have descriptive statistics. We can have frequency distributions, cross tabulations, trend analysis. These are the basic quantitative data analysis techniques. Descriptive statistics, you definitely understand mean, median, mode, range, standard deviation. All this is when your data is normally distributed. Your data is normally distributed. You can use all these descriptive statistics, which are vital in using the and telling about the data. Okay, descriptive statistics. You are having frequency distribution. Do you see here? Here you are having frequency distribution. All the data that is there, you're going to put in a table, in a frequency distribution. It becomes much more easy for us to understand data when it is put in a frequency distribution. Cross tabs. If it is this, what is this? Cross tabulations, you're going to do it and compare data across categories. For example, how many people are happy with your training? Okay, out of 10, 6 are happy. Great. Now, in these 6, how many people are first time and how many people are regular? All the people are regular. Wow, that tells you are consistent in your training. So this is cross tabs. Then you're having trend analysis. In your training, how many people actually come and visit? There are 12 workers in the company. Every time when there is a training of yours, there is 95% attendance. Trend analysis. There's another person who is doing training, and for his training, there is 50% attendance. Trend analysis. All these are the ways in which you're going to have the quantitative data analyzed. Descriptive statistics, frequency distribution, cross tabulation, trend analysis. Now, this is where you're put some data together. I've just put it very simple, some data together, and this data has to be now visualized. This data has to be visualized. How do you visualize data? This is how you visualize data. When you see it, you get a lot of conclusions. You understand so many things. This is you're having bars, charts, graphs. This is called as a word cloud. Word cloud. You're going to use a small technique and you're going to collect the data. Within seconds, you can analyze it with the help of a word cloud. So these are the examples of visualization. We now move on to visualizing quantitative data. You can either have qualitative data or quantitative data. You're going to put it into graphical representation. Quantitative data can be put into graphical representation. What do you do? So what is that you're going to do with the data? You're cleaning the data, which we have told already. You are transforming the data. Yes. You're validating the data, whether what you have collected is right or wrong. And then you're going to visualize the data. You will visualize the data, see the data, not the numbers, but in forms of bars, charts, diagrams. We first come to bar charts. What are bar charts? If you can see, these are bar charts. You know about them. We are having vertical bar charts, horizontal bar charts, grouped bar charts, stacked bar charts. So these are the various bar charts. This is a vertical bar chart, horizontal bar chart. This is stacked with opinions. Strongly, this is strongly agree, disagree. You're having stacks, and this is you're having group bar data. So any data which you want to understand very clearly, visualize it. To visualize, you need to put it in graphical representation. Bar is over. Now we move on to line charts. What are the various line charts? You are having basic line charts, multiple line charts, or area line charts. Basic line chart, multiple line chart, and area line chart. These are the line charts, graphical representation of data. Third one, I'll show you pie charts. Entire data being visualized and put into pies. There is a standard pie, there is a donut pie. Here there's a standard pie. For example, if I say how many people do what work in a day, maybe yellow is sitting on your work desk, blue is maybe your time that you spend with family, light blue is maybe the time that you're having your mobile, this is your hobbies, this is your sleep time, can be anything. Okay, so this is how you're having everything being explained in pie charts. Pie charts are most commonly used. Donut charts look interesting. These are the other charts called as scatter plots. There is a basic scatter plot or there is a bubble chart. These are also visualization techniques. These are also visualization techniques. Heat maps. That time I told you, showed you happiest people, places on earth. You had the entire the world map and in that being identified. So this is how you are having heat maps, which tell a lot about the data. These are the tree maps. What is that you're going to have the representation in various maps. So there are many types of graphical presentation. Quantitative data, please note, bar charts, line charts, pie charts, scatter plots, heat maps, tree maps, keeps on going. Okay, these are your visualization techniques. Now, when there is visualization, what happens? Your understanding becomes much more easier. You can make decisions easier. Your communication would improve. Identifying the trends, patterns. I've told you trend analysis. You'll be more engaging. You can simplify complex data using visualization and it provides real time insight. Now you can understand what is happening, encourages exploration and discovery. Yes, Pratik sir?
So, sir, madam, good morning.
Yes.
Regarding tree chart, I want to understand. I'm not aware
This
about
one.
it.
Okay,
Yes,
tree
yes.
maps. Okay. What is a tree map? For example, there are 100 students in your class. Fine. And you ask them, out of the 100, we will go for a picnic and there are 10 options for you. Tell me which is the option that you would like to select. So out of 100, maybe 30 go for option 1, 20 go for option 2, 25 go for option 3, only 10 people go for option 4, 7 people go for option 5. Do you understand now based on the area?
Okay, okay, madam.
Got it, sir?
Yes, sir.
Look at
Yes,
the
ma'am.
area. Now out of this, you tell me how many people have gone, maximum has gone for which option?
Option
We
one.
go for a picnic.
Option one.
Option one.
Option 1. Least has gone to which option?
Option 6 and option 8.
Yes. Option 4 is there. Option 8 is there. Option 11 is there. Do you understand? Okay. So this is only for you to arrange the data. It becomes easy. That's it. When you look at it, you'll come to know which is the highest option, which is the lowest option. Possibility. Do you understand, sir? So these are your advantages of data visualization. Can I go further?
Yes.
Yes, okay. What are the principles you use for good data visualization? Could you see it? This is where you're having data which has been presented, visualized. What are the principles that you need to follow? First, you need to be very clear about your data and the technique of visualization use and try to use simple ones. Be very accurate and have integrity when you're visualizing the data, placing which data you want. The data has to be very clear. The design and aesthetics, it is up to you. Choose the right chart, pie chart, bar chart, tree chart, whichever you want to, it is for you. accessibility, see whether you can really see that particular thing, visualization fast, context and narrative, and try to have interactive charts. Interactive charts always are very, very helpful. Okay, interactive charts. What are the problems that come when you're doing charts? Sometimes there is overload of information. You want to put it in one particular bar or a diagram, but you're having information of, say, around 60,000 respondents. And maybe you're having 200 questions. How do you put it in one chart? Very difficult. You need to be very careful with which one are you going to choose with which one. Most of the problem is misleading scales. You take wrong scales. I told you nominal, ordinal, and all those things. Sometimes you mismatch when you're using the scales. You have to have that knowledge. You ignore data preparation. Most of the time, cleaning the data is also very vital. Taking out the outliers, very important. Otherwise, you will have a wrong data. Then you're having poor design choices, lack of interactivity. Now, I'm speaking about outliers. I'll come back to it one by one slowly. Okay. So now this is what we have done is we have identified the data analysis. We have known what are the quantitative data analysis techniques, qualitative, quantitative. We have visualized using graphs, charts, bars. We move on to the next one, qualitative data analysis techniques. This cannot be visualized, I told you. But what is qualitative data? Data asked from open-ended question. How was your day today? You will have so many questions and answers. What do you think about the next coming up election? Data you will have in pages and pages. How do you put and quantify it? Difficult, and that is called as qualitative data. Now, the qualitative data that you have taken, it can also be analyzed, and there are techniques to analyze qualitative data. They are put into 6 forms here. First one, content analysis, thematic analysis, grounded theory, narrative analysis, case study analysis, ethnographic analysis. This is qualitative data. Qualitative data, data analysis methods. Let's go to the techniques. First one, content analysis. You take the content and you analyze it and say, for example, I told you what will happen with the next coming election. You will have so much to tell, but I will be taking that content. I'll be very carefully understanding certain patterns, and then I move on to the second one, thematic analysis, themes, patterns I will identify. Once I identify, I'm going to put that data into analysis. It is very difficult as to which one are you going to give your focus for. Now, for example, I'll be giving you one sentence. Okay, you need to analyze the data. You need to analyze the data. Reshma, who is around 30 years, wore a pink dress and went at 8 o'clock in the evening. Reshma, who is around 30 years, wore a pink dress, short dress, and went around 8 o'clock in the evening. This is qualitative data. Analyze the data.
So I'll
Going for
categorize
party.
into color of the dress,
Going for
the
party.
modernity of the dress, or the timing she went out, and what was the occasion that the reason she went out. So I'll categorize into different
30
uh,
years.
See. Now look into the data analysis that you're doing. One person is telling to know where she was going. Another person is talking on to 30 years is important. Another one is like pink dress. Another one pink short dress. Do you understand? So qualitative data is which one will you take? You have to be extremely careful because you must know what are the objectives that are being set, how have you gone it, what is that you're going to collect, and what you're going to do. Actually, what was my intention is I wanted to know who is Reshma.
so the hypothesis was different. We were collecting
Yeah,
different data.
most of the time, this is a problem with
True.
qualitative data.
True.
Qualitative data. I wanted to know who is Reshma. Got it? Now, what will you do? Read through the data thoroughly, identify key phases or ideas, which is key for me, which is key for you. Code similar ideas together. Code similar ideas together. Organize codes into themes. Now, this is where you're having the thematic analysis. Very difficult, okay? Third one is grounded theory. What is a grounded theory? You develop theories from the data itself. Reshma went to the evening party. Or maybe she's an employee who works for a night shift. We never know. Grounded theory. Next is narrative analysis. Investigates how humans create meaning by looking at stories they tell. Daily she goes at 8 o'clock. My God, she's having two kids in the house. She's not bothered. We do not know where is she going. Narrative analysis. Case study analysis. Very much in depth. Now you're going, meeting Reshma, speaking to her, and getting all the analysis. Then you come to know that she is a person who is an influencer. She is going at 8 o'clock to collect a very different data. She is a person who is making vlogs of the people who are doing all these things. Maybe anything. You're collecting the data. Case studies going deeper and deeper and deeper. And then you are having ethnographic analysis, which involves major observation and you becoming a part of that social setting. Ethnographic analysis. For example, you want to collect the working conditions of all the people who are working in brothels. What is a working condition of the ladies who are, in the sex industry? Is it easy? Do you say, are you happy? Are you unhappy? Strongly agree, strongly disagree? Can you do this?
No, we can't. I've done it.
Impossible. So here is where ethnographic analysis comes in. Qualitative data. You want to know what is the pain of the mother who is going through labor pain. Can you go and say, are you satisfied? Are you dissatisfied? The person will, shun you off from there.
I'll get a punch on my face.
That is the difference between qualitative and quantitative analysis. Quantitative is easy. How many saris have you purchased? Which is the color of shirts that you have? Out of all the shirts that you have, which is the color that is there with the most? You understand. But qualitative data, in this season of weddings, which is the color that is the most popular one? Very difficult. Very difficult. So this is what we meant by analysis, data analysis. Do you understand? Qualitative, quantitative. Quantitative can be visualized. Qualitative has to be explained. Now you're having data, you're drawing conclusions from the data. So much of data, how will you draw conclusions? First, you can draw conclusions looking at the patterns and trends. Patterns and trends. If it is reoccurring, every wedding that you go in the present season, there is a green which is mixed with silver, and that is the trend now. Possible? Moving on, you can have identifying outliers or anomalies. What is this outlier? From that time, I'm saying outliers. I'll give you an example. We all say we have 1 day's time. Let's go for a picnic. We are all in Delhi. In Delhi, let us go for a picnic. So you will say 1 day's picnic. Let's go to Agra and come. This is your views out of 15 students. 12, 13 of them are saying, let's go to Agra and come. There is one person who is saying, no, I have not seen Kanyakumari. Let me see Kanyakumari and come. You'll say, you have 1 day. It's okay. It's okay. Let us go and come. Is that an outlier?
Yeah.
Completely out of the focus. But if you put it together, can you do the right data analysis? You will say, out of the data analysis, for 12 opted for Agra, 3 opted for Kanyakumari. Maybe your data is right, but is the analysis right? No. What was your objective? Where can we go when we are having 1 day's picnic? You've missed the objective if you're not taking out the outlier. So when you're cleaning the data, you need to take out the outlier and then use the rest of the data. Rest of the data. Take out the outlier. There are various techniques of doing it, even statistical. Okay.
But in,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you, but in either in any statistics, even using the tool SPSS also, we do have standard error, no, that is meant for these anomalies only, right?
Yeah, you keep it separate. When you're doing
Because,
major data, sir, major data analysis, for example, you're analyzing 40, 50,000 data, there are 3 or 4 which are completely out of the pattern.
but I always learned, I might be wrong, but I always learned if I do that, like take out the anomalies, my study will not be, I don't know, I forgot the word. It will not be complete
Authentic.
authentic. Yes, yes.
Okay. I'll give you one small example, sir. For example, you're going to the hospital and you're collecting the data of people who have had an heart operation. Okay. What
Yes.
is the survival rate when you're having a heart operation? You've collected everyone. Out of the collected data, by mistake, you have collected 4 who have gone a kidney operation. Can you
Obviously, take it out. No, no,
that is an outlier.
okay.
That is an outlier. Got it?
Got it.
Not connected, not connected with the.
Pardon?
It is not connected with the
Perfectly right,
objective.
sir. It is not connected to your data objective. It has come. It has come. Outlier. Okay. So this is where you're having the things. Third one, you need to triangulate the data from multiple sources. Triangulate. Compress the data so that you don't miss out anything. This is another aspect which is important when you're drawing conclusions. How can you triangulate? Put it all together from the quantitative, qualitative, all the results you put together, you compare the results. Fourth one is you contextualize the findings, align the findings with training objectives, business goals, organizational realities. That is what we are doing every time. Contextualizing. The next one is clear and evidence based conclusions. Every time when you're concluding the data that you've collected, your conclusion should be based on evidence. It should be very clear. It should be aligned with objectives. It should also have some action orientation. This is how you draw conclusions. Drawing conclusion is easy, but you need to be very, very specific when you're doing it, and you need to give a little bit of information towards your data. Now, the sixth one is making recommendation. You've collected the data, you've analyzed the data, you've visualized the data, you've concluded the data. After conclusion, make recommendations. Making recommendation is the next last part. For example, whenever you're doing a big data, that is the evaluation, you're collecting the data, analyzing the data, concluding the data, and now what are the recommendations? People want recommendations out of the study. What is the purpose of making recommendation? It should be action oriented. It should help someone. And these recommendations should be possibility to be done. All the recommendations should be evidence based, should be actionable, possible to be done. They should be specific. They should be feasible. They should be prioritized. I'll be giving you a small no data, and the data we have analyzed, we have understood everything. Now, one of the data that I gave you is happiness index. India is out of 145 countries measured. India is in the 118th position. Good or bad?
Depends on the person.
Not good, ma'am.
It's not good. Okay, happiness index is collected. Fine. We are speaking about safety. We are speaking about how are you living in your country and all these things. Now you are a citizen of India. You have been called. You are an expert in the area, and we are asking you now that you understand what is the present situation. Kindly give me recommendation how to improve the happiness index of Indians. Can you give me any recommendation?
Create
How to
jobs.
improve?
To create jobs.
Yes.
Jobs will bring in money. Money
Ex-
brings in prosperity. Yeah, we say money doesn't buy you love and all, but it certainly buys
No,
you
it is needed. It is one of
lot
the
of
need,
things.
basic
Yeah.
need.
Maslow's theory.
Yeah, basic need, basic
Safety.
need.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely right about Maslow's.
Yes, yes. Now, Maslow's theory, I'll come back to it. There are basic physiological needs. The first one, food, clothing, shelter, isn't
Water.
it? Yeah, food, everything comes in. Food, clothing, shelter. But now, technology is also a basic need. Without your phone, can you survive?
No.
Yeah. Now, do you understand Maslow also? I have to be improved. So maybe new laws will come very soon. People have started working on that. Okay. So this is where you are having recommendation. Madam gave a recommendation, create more jobs. To whom is this recommendation? To
Government.
whom? Is it to me?
Government.
Government. That is one recommendation to the government. Great. Give me another recommendation to the general public.
Start entrepreneurship on your own, little bit here and there.
Okay. See, it's actionable. Fine. Let us be specific. You can't say here and there.
True.
Very nice. But it's a recommendation. Isn't there another recommendation? Let us have language where we are not insulting one another.
Absolutely
It's,
right.
Absolutely.
it's a recommendation. But is it actionable? God alone knows. Okay. Is it feasible? Is there money involved in that? No. But culture is involved in that. See, this is where you're having happiness index recommendations. It can go beyond, but you cannot just say out of the blue. They should all be evidence based. For you to say to put a recommendation, create jobs, you have to first identify the data, and you must know how many people are there in unemployment, underemployment. You have to identify this, and you have to say in India, out of these states, these people are having so much of unemployment, hence create more employment, people would be more happy. Isn't your recommendation very clear? This is what we meant by effective recommendations. Effective recommendations. I give you another example. Pollution prevention is one, reuse, recycle, treatment, dispose. So this is where you're going through a very nice continuum. Can you completely avoid living? Not possible. Okay, so this is where you must know very clearly about the recommendations. How can you make recommendations? Steps are simple. Identify your findings, link the findings to your objectives that you have set, propose specific actions, and then assign responsibility and timeline to that action. You told me action, create more jobs. Give the responsibility to the government and say, we give you 2 years' time, we need this percentage of improvement. Timeline. Otherwise, recommendations keep on going, they will never work. Okay? And please note, recommendation should be based on instructional design, delivery method, trainer development, learner engagement, evaluation, and business alignment, particularly recommendations of a training program. We are doing evaluation of a training program, and recommendations must be based on these things for a training program. So, how do you write strong recommendations? Based on the data, you will recommend an action to be achieved in a particular time limit. This is how you write a recommendation. If you can see in color I have put, based on the data, so much percentage of unemployment, we recommend that you create more jobs so that we achieve 6% improvement within 2 years' time. This is how you have a strong recommendation. If I come to a training recommendation based on the data collected of 80 respondents and they are partially knowing the skill, it is recommended that this type of skill enhancement program must be given to them to achieve a better knowledge in handling that machine within the next 2 months. Strong recommendation. Okay, so this is how you need to have, and all the recommendations must be there, which would either create an understand whether it is impact, urgency, feasibility, and cost. Put all the four things together when you're putting recommendations. What is the impact? What is the urgency? What is the feasibility? What is the cost? Identify everything. Now, when you're writing recommendations, please follow up on recommendations. If you don't follow up, it is a waste. Coming to the last one, what are the major drawbacks in data analysis? Major drawbacks in data analysis. We have done data analysis wonderfully, but most of the time we fail. First one, we ignore the data quality. If we are having incomplete data, outdated data, inaccurate data, our entire decisions will go wrong. Second, your focus on quantity over quality. Most of the time, which is the data that you have to collect and which you have really collected, there may be a mismatch. Never defining clear objectives. If you don't define your objectives, entire exercise is waste. Entire exercise is waste. So you need to know exactly which place you want to go before sitting in the bus. Which is your destination, where you want to reach, you must know before starting your survey. Overlooking the importance of context. Where is it? Where is it? What is that you're going to measure? What are you going to give? Context is important. Misleading correlation or causations. Most of the time, some variables that do not match. There are certain false assumptions. All this will create a big problem with your data. You've collected the data is actually useless. Or when you're relying too much on tools with Excel, SPSS, everything that you're going to do. For example, I made that particular statement. Reshma, 30 years, going in a pink dress, short dress at 8 o'clock from her house. This is the data. Now, can you put all this data into Excel, into PowerPoint, and into these things? Need not be. So don't use too much of statistics. If you can, come with a right, accurate observation and go further, because too much of data analysis leads to analysis paralysis, which
Ma'am,
will be some, yes.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No issues, sir. Tell me, please.
Ma'am, you're absolutely right that, everything need not to be used, all these tools and all. But what I've encountered is that if you don't use them, people think,
You do not know.
you do not know or it's not accurate. We can't rely on the, recommendations or the conclusion that I brought up. Just observational statistics, observational data collected will not be given the prominence it needs. Always
You
people
take
go for.
any journals, I completely agree with you, sir. You go for any journals, anywhere. If you don't show them numbers, they feel you have not done the analysis.
To give an example, ma'am, I'm sorry, I'll just take 30 seconds.
Please, please.
I had done, when I was doing my master's, I had done interview with all sex workers at particular city, and I was told, put it all in SPSS, give codes to everything, I didn't know how the emotional content could be, put into SPSS. And I
No,
was,
no, that's a wrong thing that is given to you.
I was not that I'm not. I still think I'm not as intelligent as I want to be. But at that time, I was not even that, this smart. I think so. It was very difficult for me because I couldn't.
Everybody feels that if you give numbers, you are having a better data analysis. I would
Ah,
completely disagree with that. Wherever I go, particularly to all the PhD sessions, whenever I value also, I tell them more than numbers, you tell me what it is that is your real contribution. Forget the numbers. It will give you the real data analysis and interpretations, recommendations. They will say the person is satisfied with the 3.68. What do you mean by that? Give me exactly the mean.
yes,
Fine, you
ma'am.
have identified the mean. Now you give me the data out of that mean. You give me a conclusion out of that mean. Nobody can do it. This is the beauty.
I was asked to scale, um, like out of 60 something women I interviewed,
Yes,
I was
yes.
asked to scale. Um,
Yes.
how will you scale them? Why someone goes into that? Give me.
No, see, I would appreciate them giving numbers. For example, when you're doing say around 800 people interview, then you put it in a graphical presentation. I understand. But if your case studies are there, small interviews are there. For example, you are going and interviewing, say now he is not there, Ratan Tata. His every word is a data for you.
Yes, ma'am.
His smile is a data for you. So this is how do you analyze it? How do you put it? Okay. So with this, the fourth module, analyzing training data and data conclusion is done. Please do not go for analysis paralysis. You will be overcoming it. It is tough, and then you will miss out many things. If there is anything, I'm ready for questions.
Even now, when we conduct trainings and all in our companies, respective companies, whatever it is, we are asked to give, pre-quiz, post-quiz, pre-quiz, post-quiz, pre-assessment, post-assessment. But someone might not be able to project their, street smartness or intellectual acumen that they have, which they show in actual field. They might not be able to put it in one word or one line in the assessments, but I can see them. I know that they'll be doing good because of my experience. They'll do good in the market. But again, the company asks, okay, I need data. I want this. I want to say, how was his knowledge score? How was his skill score before and after?
That's true. That's true, sir. It is like, no, this is, to be very frank, this is my observation. I may be wrong. Many do not understand numbers, but when you give a nod and say, oh, yeah, 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 they feel you're intelligent.
What I do is I do a separate section whenever I report that apart from the knowledge and skill score, these are the parameters, observational parameters I have seen, whether they are market ready or not. Giving them those parameters, observational. I give them
Yes,
scores
Mustafa,
based on
sir,
that.
there is a raised hand. Yes,
Okay.
thank you, Avinash, sir. Thank
No,
you,
no,
Mustafa,
yeah, yeah.
sir.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
suppose I have conducted a training session, and after the end of the training session, I want to take an feedback about the program.
Yes.
And suppose I designed through the rating scale 1 to 10, one being the least and 10 being the
Highest.
best or highest.
Okay.
If a person gives a rating for a session
Uh,
6 or 7,
yes.
what conclusion I can draw? Or if someone is giving 4, what conclusion I
Yes.
can draw?
See, every time when we say you are having the odd numbers to be given, this is what we have said. Okay. It should be either a 5 point rating, 7 point rating. 10 becomes, we don't have a midpoint. Fine. So if it is a 9 point scale, 9 point scale, and in the 9 point scale, the midpoint is a 5. So if it is 4, you understand they are not happy with your training. If it is 6, you know that they are happy with your training. 5 is either neither this, neither that. You can go deeper and have a next question. You have put 5. You can say, have you understood anything from this data, from this particular training? You can go further down, Mustafa sir.
Okay,
Did you
ma'am.
get me? Did you
Uh,
get me?
Wanted
Yeah.
to ask one more thing. Or any other way of assessing the data, or any other tool that I could have used to get more exact feedback about the same program? What could
Yes,
I have
you
used?
can. You can give a small quiz to them. Quiz
Quiz,
to them. Yeah, quiz. And then you will identify out of the quiz that is been given. You can give a pre quiz and a post quiz.
pre and post test.
Pre and
Okay,
post. Yes, you can have. You can have a no essay they write. They just
okay,
keep on writing because when people write now, nobody knows to write. That's a sad part, actually. Sorry, but this is a sad part. Even when people come to post graduation, they really do not know to write. But writing an essay form, how they felt, they feel very wonderful. Or you can give them colors to draw. See, even this is also there, sir. You give them various colors to draw. When they're using bright colors, it tells that you're having a better aspect. This is where you're going for another type of analysis, completely total different. Small children, when you're giving them, they cannot much express. So you give them a flower to draw and paint or color. When they give bright colors, you understand, okay, their mind is very bright, they've understood certain things. When they're using dull colors, you feel, oh, they're a little sad. This is for the small children. There are different types of analysis.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Can we do
Anything else?
mid training also this? Mid training.
Yes. When they're doing, when you're being doing this particular training, in the process also, in the middle also, there are so many poses which you can put. Most of the time they do it, because after entire training is over and then they say we did not understand, it's a waste. So in the middle only you can put a small poser, you can stop them, ask them, and then you identify, oh, they've not understood step 2 and you're in step 4, go back again to step 2. Otherwise you're in the step 10. It's a waste of time.
Right. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes,
One
Mustafa.
one last thing I wanted
Please.
to know, ma'am. All the tools in terms of assessing and getting feedback, if we can have that in a tabular form, and mentioning all the parameters, when to use, how many number of for how many number of crowds you can use, and if you want to use to get the qualitative data, which will be the best, for
Sir,
quantitative data,
very
which should be the best.
simple, very simple. Learn parametric, non-parametric. Learn only these two things: parametric test, non-parametric test.
Okay, so if we
Just to
can have
learn
that
that,
tabular
you
form.
will identify and understand everything. It's a completely big thing and it is totally into a different domain. But identify these two things. Deepa madam, Dia, yeah.
Ma'am, I just wanted to know if there are any books that you would recommend for narrative analysis.
Narrative analysis. I
Yes.
need to search and get back to you, ma'am.
No problem, ma'am.
I
Thank you.
will give it to you in the next class.
Sure.
Narrative
Thank
analysis.
you.
Okay. Yes. Next. Anything else? Hope you have understood the 4th chapter.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Now this is my, pre and post analysis.
Ma'am, can I give a feedback?
Please.
Ma'am, with due respect, your examples were really good. If I can get some examples related to training sessions,
Yes.
post training sessions, and all that,
Yes.
very related to training programs.
Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
I will do that. I will definitely take care of it. Yes. Anything else?
Thank you, ma'am. Wonderful learnings today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good
Then
Sunday,
have a
please.
great Sunday. All
You
of
too.
you take care.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
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 Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Hari sir. Thank you. Thank you, Shishma.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Yes, bye.